Hello and welcome to Thoughts from the Green Room with your host, Jeff Mays. This week's topic is a small departure from my regular format about your challenges and everything like that. It is still my reflections, and the reflections are on being an artist with a specific focus on a good friend of mine, Corin Raymond. Artist extraordinaire in my mind. A couple weeks ago, maybe a month, I don't know how long ago, I was at one of Corin's shows. He is a musician. He's playing at the Cameron House now for 10 years on Thursday nights, very regularly. And I was watching him play, and I was sitting at the back of the room, and I was listening to him and enjoying every second, and I noticed that he was having an exceptional amount of fun. Now, I don't know Corin well enough to understand all of his backstory and his financial pictures, but I thought to myself, he seems to be a man who makes a living doing this, and he seems to be having a lot of fun doing it, although he may not be rich and successful by the standards of most people. And as I thought more and more and more on this, ladies and gentlemen, I thought Corin is somebody who embodies what it means to be an artist in my mind, and through years of discussion with other artists, what many artists believe to be successful and truly an artist. So I sent Corin an email and I asked him a couple questions to find out a little bit about that backstory and see how he came together with my vision of being an artist. I asked him first off if he was owning a car, if he owned a car, because that is a mark in society of whether or not you're successful. He doesn't, but as he said, if I needed one, I'd make it work. I asked him if he owned a house. He said no. For many years he's had a great situation that works. Why fix what's broken? But he did point out that many of his artist friends, as mine, do own houses and condos and live successfully that way. I asked him if he made a full-time living, because so many artists have day jobs and other jobs that support them. And he said yes. For the last 10 years of his life, he has not supported an additional day job. However, he pointed out that being an artist full-time wasn't just performing, because in addition to his music, he does a small amount of acting and does one-man shows that promote himself. He said, there's this great word, administrivia, which isn't a word that he thinks, and I agree with him, should be put into play. Behind the scenes, he spends his time keeping track of festival deadlines, booking festivals, booking travel arrangements, making advertisements and playbills for his shows, coordinating schedules with other artists so they can arrive in the same place at the same time, etc., etc., etc. It is a huge plethora of work that goes well beyond what many people would do in a typical 40-hour week. And last but not least, I asked if Corin was rich. And he said, hell no! Is he successful? Ladies and gentlemen, in my mind, Corin is one of the most successful people I know, because for the last 10 years of his life, without the support of any other system, the system that is solely Corin Raymond, he has done what he loves and enjoys to do, and from that respect, he is a full-fledged artist. He is also an inspiration to myself and many others. So thinking of what it is to be an artist in my mind, I was looking at him as he played, and I was inspired with this simple thought. Being an artist isn't about doing it because it's going to make you rich or famous or wealthy or in the public eye. Being an artist is sharing something artistic because you love to share it with other people, and that sharing can enrich their lives in some fashion. And Corin does this all the time. I know for myself as an artist, I strive to pick projects that will allow people to think and challenge their moral beliefs and what they think about the world based on the show that I've partaken in and what they saw as a result. Each artist has his own vision. Some people are out there for the fame. And I guess what I'm getting back to is, as an artist, I'm often criticized for not having a car, not owning a house at this point in my life, not having financial riches. And people wonder why I keep doing it. And I know this is a question for many artists. And I've thought about it time and time again. And I say something to the effect of, it's in my bones. I just can't live without it. And I think more importantly than that, being an artist, expressing myself through a media that can enrich others is something that I find so fulfilling. that I'm so in love with. There's nothing else that I could do. And to me, that's what being an artist is. It's doing what you love. Now I'm going to turn this over because I often compare the 9-to-5 world or the business world to the artists, and I say, for those of you out there in the 9-to-5 world who are watching this, if you love what you do, and you're doing it because you love it, because I know there's lots of you out there who do, congratulations. You have the exact same admiration in my eyes as any other artist who's struggling to make a buck. Go out there, ladies and gentlemen. I guess the best thing I can do for a challenge is say this. Go out there and take a look at what you do. Ask yourself, do you love it? And if you don't love it, start taking a look at ways to figure out what you can do to get into what you love. Those are your thoughts from the green room. I'll see you in 1 week.